we have 2 more League players on camera for you. Zach Harris on Jeskai Control, and then David Wisenberg. We thought he'd be playing ad nauseum because he's all filled out. We were wrong. He's a Krark-Clan Ironworks combo.
He is.
So he liked his matchup, the Control versus the combo deck.
I think I'll take KCI.
Just because it's a little bit too fast, you think?
Yeah, so KCI, unless you played against a lot, is hard to disrupt. So how decks traditionally beat KCI are things like humans where they have a clock. So all of your removal is dead, basically. A good KCI, yeah, we can go.
Yeah, we're good to go.
A good KCI player can mitigate the, outside of Path to Exile, they don't care if their stuff dies. They're probably going to get it back one way or another. So we'll see how...
Yeah, Zach has a lot of removal spells.
Teddy, Rob was already on camera.
That is true. Rob won round 1. You can check the archive for that on a YouTube page.
Also,
youtube.com/talk.
Leads to Ancient Stirrings. That forest looks suspiciously like the promo Dryad Arbor. Gets KCI. Oh, jigs up already. Could have been anything. Yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about the matchup? Do you take the control deck? It's just they have so many dead cards.
Yeah.
So many dead cards.
Like, I think I like Blue-White a little bit better than Jeskai, just because I feel like Blue-White has more non-dead cards. But since Jeskai is, running Helixes and Lightning Bolts,
those are all dead. Let's go face. Let's go face. Your Planeswalkers are just okay. Like, attacking for 4 Celestial Colonnade is really bad.
Yep.
So it means you have to tap out.
Way too slow. You have to tap out.
So he's actually threatening a turn 3 KCI with a little gas. It's interesting that KCI is kind of innocuous. 4 mana artifact. His sack an artifact, get 2 colorless mana. So the idea with KCI with the deck itself is that it's playing things where you get value if you sack them.
So a lot of the eggs that you saw. A lot of the eggs.
So he's got Chromatic Sphere out. He's got Mind Stone out, which you can of course pay to crack it yourself. He also play things like Ichor Wellspring. Ichor Wellspring is from it's from one of the Return of Mirrodin.
I think it's Mirrodin Besieged.
Yeah, it's a 2 mana artifact, comes into play, draw a card, and then when at least play, draw a card. So it's draw a lot. He plays 10 to Ice Bridge. He also has Buried Ruins.
He's got the mana floating. It was like he would drop another star, maybe.
Look,
there's the Wellspring.
We love Robert, but that's just madness. He draws a second KCI. Probably not what he's looking for.
No.
So what he's really looking for is a Mirror Retriever. I mean, not a Mirror Retriever, but he's looking for Scrap Trawler. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Scrap Trawler is a 3 mana 3/2. When an artifact goes to the graveyard, you get to put back in your hand an artifact with CMC less than the artifact that went to the graveyard. So what you do is you try to loop your cards. This deck is only one condition traditionally now is looping Pirate Spellbomb,
which it can do very easily, very quickly. Here's a Ambush Viper there from Zach. Do you like that play, recognizing that he has
I do. I actually do, because he recognized that he has to be the beatdown. His spells aren't going to do anything here. Now, see, it's hard because you really tax the resources. So does he hold up Logic Knot? Is Logic Knot even going to be good enough, is the question.
With that second KCI for David, not as good as otherwise would be.
Right.
How's it going, Mijumaro 15? Thank you for tuning in tonight. Glad you're here with us. And for those that missed the EDH, we're going to work on a solution to make sure the audio quality is the best it can be. We're going to give the people up there some headsets too. That way you can hear them and only them doing some EDH.
So, Diop says EDH is terrible to watch, fun to play. What do you guys want to see in between rounds?
Yeah, we want to make sure we're doing...
There's only so much ranting that Jake and I can do.
Yes, we want to make sure we're doing some live magic for you between rounds.
If you have a topic you'd like to rant on, the fairy is the beatdown. Jonathan Rossum. Yeah, I saw that quote. I saw that quote. Yeah.
Here's KCI number 1, and
like
Zach is going
to...
absolutely Logic Knot this,
Which is fine.
I don't think he knows about the second one, though.
He does not. He read the first one off Ancient Stirring. The second one was just a draw.
Yes.
So he actually is debating bolting.
I think you just have to...
I think you hold it. I think you hold it, because you really want to kill the first combo piece that you see. So I think it's very important. So this all going to David's plan. Zach just does not have a meaningful clock right now. EDH between rounds is just better than replays. I agree, though, Magic. That's why replays get very boring. We also don't have music to make you want to stab your eyeballs out. That's a Zach untaps.
You mean some Robot Diarrhea?
Robot Diarrhea. Attack for 2 with his foil expensive Ambush Viper. Shocks.
No regard for his life total. I don't blame him one bit.
We are representing Cryptic Command. He has a Teferi, a Path to Exile, a Bolt, a Wrath the God and an Electrolyze. So actually,
does not have Triptych, just representing it.
He's just representing it, which I think is fine. It's not going to change David's play, although David's being really, really passive here.
Yes.
Okay, he actually just drew a very important card, and it's Inventor's Fair. Inventor's Fair is a land. If you have 3 artifacts being your upkeep, you gain a life. But more importantly, you can sack it, and you can tutor your deck for an artifact put in your hand.
It's pretty important, especially if Zach is going to counter the first 2 KCIs that David plays. But you're right, he's playing extremely passive.
Extremely passive.
I mean, I understand why. There's no reason for Zach to shock unless he has Triptych there. But at the same time, there's something to be said about making the control player have it.
They do. I mean, they only play so many cryptics, and
yes.
you can't get to the point where he can snap something, right?
Yes.
You can't let the game get to that.
Zach just drew a Triptych off that Electrolyze, by the way. So now he does have it.
So, in mind you, I'm a terrible Magic player, but I don't know. It just seems to me the better play is
make him have it.
Make him have it.
I agree 1,000%.
So Zach untaps, plays Lexicon and then beats down with the Viper. We're probably just going to pass back. There's not a whole lot of reason to do anything here.
No, there's no reason to play Teferi.
He's cracking his Beard Rune. He's probably going to get back the Krark-Clan Ironwork. So he's under the illusion. He wants to keep Zachary only thinking he has the 1.
Yes, which is a really good plan.
Hits his trigger there.
Very important trigger because of 13 life. I see many people miss that trigger off of the fair.
Yeah, it actually gives him a bunch more turns.
Yes. There is the Adventure Sphere, the legendary land out of Kaladesh.
Yep.
It was never fun to play against in Kaladesh Limited. Ever.
It didn't really matter. What were you going to get?
No, I just mean it's in a life game all the time, which is really annoying to deal with for me. Here's KCI number 2, but it's really KCI number 1. Right. And David just brought back. And there's the Cryptic Command that David expected, but Zach didn't have until now.
And players kind of talking about life there. Another dead card. Literally can just throw those cards down. All right. Well, apparently he's going to get another KCI, which is great. So now he has an extra copy to his backup copy.
Again, yes. David has everything covered.
He still doesn't have a Scrap Trawler, though.
Correct.
Or a Mirror Retriever. Anyway,
which is pretty important, because without it, he's just going to draw some cards and get no value off them.
Yeah, unfortunately, Zach is now at Snapcaster Cryptic Mana. So it depends what he does here, because Zach could also just play Teferi and untap too. But that'll only leave 3 lands untap, so the only thing he's representing are Logic Knots.
Well, he's going to do that. He's going to represent Snap Cryptic.
So I don't think this spot is never going to get better at this point. So I think he does go for it. Mind you, David is very adept at playing his combo decks.
Yes.
So I think it's just going to lead to the Kraken's Terrarian. Different colors of mana there. Ooh, draws one of the most important cards of the deck, Mox Opal. Very innocuous, but this helps power this deck because it's a Lotus Petal that makes 2 colors mana.
Yes, it does. It has mana on its own, and
he knows the shields are down. Yep, he does, and you can retrieve things. You set up your loop with the. So essentially, how it works is you can retrain parties. So the goal of the deck is to get Scrap Trawler, Mirror Retriever out, and then like a Mox Opal. And you hold priority, you sack them all at the same time. So the Mirror Retriever returns the Scrap Trawler returns the Mirror Retriever, and then the Scrap Trawler triggers get back 2 other artifacts. Because it gets 1 other artifact. So you loop that, you make pseudo infinite mana at that point.
There's the promo Scrap Trawler.
Promo Scrap Trawler,
no
gorgeous,
there.
very cool card.
David using the most bling possible version out of the artifacts that he can.
So he's actually going to try to respond to this, but David can just sack a bunch of stuff in response. He can also just sack the Scrap Trawler. So he's probably so bring it up on camera there. That is a sweet looking foil. So I think David is actually probably just going to sack his board here. I don't like that. This is just pointless. This is just wasting.
He's trying to catch David, but David's, as you mentioned, way too adept playing.
He's going to just sack it.
Yes.
To itself. I mean, he's going to sack it to the KCI because he still gets the other 2 triggers, right? All these triggers happen.
Yes.
Yep. So David's on the ball. So Zachary at this point, he can't. This is what I was talking about. It's very hard to disrupt, right? He's not going to be able to disrupt this. So he has all this mana floating. He has 4 redraws. He has 2 redraws with each Ichor Wellspring that he draws at this point.
Yes.
Right, and he's getting 3 free mana. So 1 color, 2 colors, and 1 color. It looks like to be green. Every single time with his Mox Opal.
Yes.
So at this point, it'd be mathematically improbable, but not impossible for David to brick. interacting with the board once they have any piece is really difficult. That's why I agree. Yeah, 100% agree with that, D-Hoff.
I mean, that's the Storm's able to,
and that's why it's good. But
yeah, that's again, why it's good. It's so resilient against the interaction.
But this deck does completely fold to
infect or burn or anything super hyper.
Yeah, I mean, you saw in the finals of the Invitational.
Yeah.
Against Infect. Infect just rolled over 3 straight games. It took like 10 minutes.
David found another trap trawler. This game is pretty much all done.
So this could also be said why Zach should have just held the other piece removal.
Mm-hmm.
That scrap trawler was going to die no matter what. It was not sticking around. There was no reason to do that. So now it's just going through the motions. It's an artifact deck to the point where Shatter isn't good. Yeah, I mean, like literally you'd have to Shatter Storm this. And then he's still going to get all the value because you're just going to sack everything and draw a bunch of cards, right? Like it's very hard to interact. So people are actually talking about the banning of things, as Magic players tend to do with overactions. I don't think anything in this deck is inherently too good. You can make a case for Mox Opal, but if you neuter Mox Opal, you'd
kill Affinity.
You'd seriously hurt Affinity. I think it would still exist.
If you you take out Ancient Stirring, you lose Tron as well.
Yeah, so I don't think Wizards is willing to do that.
I would much rather see them unban more.
100%. I'd rather see more cards being played.
Plus, somebody said too that this is a very difficult deck to play with.
It's extremely difficult. That's why you see like Matt Nass or Sam Party playing
David's not Matt Nass, but again, as we mentioned, David
plays
likes a certain deck. He likes this deck to the point where he floated out ad nauseum. Would not be surprised if he goes down the.
And thankfully, he's very quick with it. So what most players do when they get to this point is they just play their hand up. You obviously don't have to do that, but he's just shortcutting. So now he's going to go find Mirror Retriever. And now he has the loop.
Yeah.
Yep. So again, the loop is you hold your own priority. You sack Scrap Trawler, Mirror Retriever, and an artifact. Mirror Retriever brings out Scrap Trawler. Scrap Trawler brings out Mirror Retriever with one of the triggers. He gets back another thing, and they just rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So at that point, you have near infinite mana, technically infinite mana. Mm-hmm. Although you could just bring back like Ichor Wellspring, you can draw your entire deck. So they get to the point where they're not sacking artifacts, where they're drawing cards. They're getting to the point where they're literally just making mana. Jake is Snapchatting. Oh, you're so cute with your girlfriend. But he won't hook a brother up. Does anybody else want to be hooked up by Jake's girlfriend?
What are you talking about? Deadhead Michael says, hate this deck. I mean, I don't blame you.
I'm fine with it. As long as you're quick.
Yeah, like, don't forget, we were at a point, it feels like, throughout the past year plus that Death Shadow was too good, Storm was too good, Humans was too good, and now we're just at the natural conclusive point where KCI seems like it's too good. But again, people are going to correct themselves and play these super aggressive,
Gooberini says get good.
These hyper aggressive decks.
The thing is, this deck has tunnel vision, right?
Yes.
The problem with Modern is 2 ships passing in the night. The hate cards are atrocious. If you play Stony Silence against this deck and it sticks, how do they win?
They don't.
They can't. Like, Humans isn't actually a great matchup because they can literally just pirate Spellbomb your stuff away or just go off in the turn when they can. Played against a dude last week with main deck, glimpsed the unthinkable turn 2, then surgical immediate. Yeah, you can always play mill. You know, so literally the problem with Modern and the beauty of Modern is that you just play decks where you don't care what Unbells does.
You play the deck that you know best.
But you can't. Yeah, but you can't hate everything, right? So you're talking about Death Shadow being too good. Death Shadow is really hard to hate out.
That's all it is. Yeah.
What do? You're gonna go more aggro? Like you can't.
I forget what happened. What pushed Death Shadow out?
Just the rise of other decks. Decks are bad against, like Tron.
Yeah, Snorri put up a good point. We mentioned this Jeskai control deck is not probably the best, especially game 1, just because there's so much dead removal in Zach's hand. But traditional shape blue-white will probably have more counter-magic, more ways to interact with the deck, especially game 1.
Especially being a white deck.
Yes.
So cards that make this matchup really hard are anything that affects your graveyard. So rest in peace. Stony Silence is obviously great. You're going to run into the problem, though, of what to take out, because he has so many dead cards. Like, do you really want to keep in Lightning Bolt against the deck where you don't care about their creatures? I guess you could bolt the face.
Yeah, I think you keep it in burn.
But he's the control deck. He's just Jeskai. This is Jeskai control, not tempo, right? He's not spell quelling, aggroing you.
So I think it all depends on what's in the sideboard. You always want to take up any removal spell that can't hit David's face. And maybe it means he just keeps in Bolt and Helix.
I don't know, but Helixing the face seems real bad, man, unless you're Burn.
Agreed, yes.
Bolts are better than Path. Yeah, Path, about the only use for Path is to Path your own guy, so you can hold up a Snapcast or Cryptic Command.
Yeah, that's...
Like, again,
there's a different
your Field of Runes are terrible here. Like
there's that saying, you know, take out the bad cards, bring in the good cards, and sometimes you got to keep in the iffy cards because of it. There's just... You can only bring in 15 cards.
Or spell quells from sideboard. You know what they can do? They can bring a Mind Lock Orb, and they can give themselves hexproof. Actually, I don't think they could beat that. They'd have to literally beat you down with scrap trawlers and mirror retrievers.
That's right. Lantern became a thing too between Shadow for a little bit too.
Yeah, Shadow can't beat that. No. You literally.
It's not unbeatable, but that lock is really hard to come.
It's only because you have Kolaghan's Command.
Yes.
Right. And you have Stubborn and not Stubborn now, but you have no Stubborn now.
And Ceremonious Rejection Post.
Ceremonious Rejection Post.
That is the only reason why playing Shadow I never scooped, because if I knew I still had K-Commands in the deck, I would still keep trying.
Yep. Gooberini, thanks for the follow.
Thanks for the follow, Gooberini, and thanks to all of you for tuning in tonight. Again, this is Tuesday Night Modern here on Top Deck Productions, part of the Tuesday Night Modern League here in July. We are playing at GameSwap Mason, which is a northern suburb of Cincinnati, Ohio. If you like what you see and want to know when we go live, you can hit that follow button like Gooberini just did. Also, if you want to support us, hit that sub button. With Amazon Prime, you get the free Twitch Prime sub every month. And don't forget, Amazon Prime Day just ended. Doing some free shilling for Amazon there as Zach starts with a tapped hollow.
So, Snarry, actually, I don't agree with that. I think, yeah, Bolt goes upstairs. Path is just a dead card.
Yes.
David's already assessed that Zach is playing Jeskai control. Okay.
Turn 2 Stony Silence. Seems really good here.
So, I don't know if they have EE, but that would be a way to deal with it.
I sure hope so.
Well, yeah, no, this is how it goes. You literally play out your entire hand. Because there's nothing that's going to punish you for doing this, right?
Yeah.
You play your entire hand, you wait till you go off. If you have a way to interact, obviously you're not gonna. Well, Teddy says GG, but you game 3. You cannot play this deck if you just fold to just Stony Silence. You cannot. This deck would be unplayable.
I do know that I saw Nature Claims.
Nature's Claims.
I saw 4 of them.
Yeah. So it looks like Zach's probably just gonna go with the Citrus Cannon here. Definitely has outs. Nature Claimer.
Aether Grid as well.
Oh, Aether Grid, yep, because that's not an activated ability of the artifact.
Yep. So he has outs, but he's gonna have to work for it. It's gonna be a lot more fair, and that's gonna play in Zach's hands completely.
And that's also how they beat the humans deck. So literally just play Gearport Aether Grid and just ping stuff.
Yeah.
So again, Zach still needs a clock. He can play the Searcher as Canna, but he still needs to beat down quickly.
Yeah, he can search Serum Visions, but again,
I think he's gonna search in Serum Visions here to try to set up something. Teferi's not great here. Cryptic Command Cryptic Command's obviously very good because Cryptic Command. I don't know if he has a 4th land. If he doesn't have a 4th land, he might have to.
I don't think he does.
He might have to ship both of these.
Yeah. He's going to
ship both. Also, if he's gonna play Search, no, then he'd probably ship to the bottom still because you don't want to. You're gonna draw one of those cards regardless. Defense Grid. Oh, this is gorgeous.
Let's bring one that up for everyone to see.
This is more vintage legacy tech. Game 2, Game 3 is not about bolts. It's about the enchantments and permission. Path is much better than both here. Yeah, but like I said, David is not going to just play out his creature to just die to the mono removal deck, right?
Yes. David is too smart of a player to do that. He's gonna make sure he has to a point where he can get the most out of his artifacts and creatures,
nice.
And then play.
Teddy with the command there. Defense Grid's 2-mana artifact. Each spell costs 3 more to cast during its controller's turn. So this just means that your Cryptic Command costs 7. Can you double away the additional cost? I believe you can.
There is the what did I say that was from Aether Revolt, the masterpiece of Defense Grid.
Yeah, it's such a feel bad getting that card.
What is your masterpiece?
You know, Zachary, where the guys get the beat on. Yeah, see, I don't think he's playing it.
Neither do I. Your masterpieces can all be $500 Soul Rings.
They can be. They can. They should. The real Feel Bad Man was Feels Bad Man was getting like the buddy lands or like the sunken hollow, whatever.
The battle lands, yeah. That felt
that's
terrible.
So bad. Hey, let's put all these sweet lands. We're gonna give you the new standard ones just because. Defense Grid Legacy sideboard All-Star. Yeah, and Vintage. Like, literally, you got to combo through it.
So, of note, David found a Nature's Claim in that Ancient Rings, but he obviously can't get it. And he still can't cast it. He used the one green source from the Ice Grids available to cast the Ancient Rings, finding the legendary Inventor's Fair.
Yeah, see, this match isn't going to come down to if Zachary holds up Path decks, all right? This match is going to come down to if Zachary, on the turn that David tries to go off, has counter magic. So, I mean, the shields are just permanently down here, right? Zach will never have enough mana.
I imagine he's not playing as a Mirror Retriever. Thank you, Keeps, for the follow. Thanks for tuning in.
This is balls without the KCI. Well,
Zach has the path in hand, too.
Yeah. But does David actually care? So David's just trying to not die to the beatdowns. So he's perfectly okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he does care.
How do you compete in these? You mean the tournaments? We have this is just so we have a league as a special promo if you're Top Deck Patreon. But anybody can just play. This is just a normal Tuesday night modern tournament. We have modern tournaments on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have standard on Wednesday and Friday.
All you gotta do is show up here to GameSwap Mason, bring your deck, pay the $5 entry, and you get to play some Magic.
Glen Void could have been better. Yeah, it's interesting why they played 10 to Ice Bridge. Does anybody have a?
Your guess is I concur 1,000%.
Gets green source off the path. Better. Does he play basic force? Yep, he sure. Yeah, he showed us in game 1.
Yeah,
so that's why path is actually the worst for Zach.
Also, it shuffled one of those entry claims path to the top of his deck too.
Was that a green card? See, David actually also has to be careful because he needs to go off when he does this.
Yeah, he needs to make sure that when he does it, he can win the game because he's at 7 all of a sudden.
Well, he also has a pirate spellbomb out, right? He can always crack that.
Yeah.
You can make the man off a star, and you can blow up one of the Snapcaster Mages if you really have to.
Zach has, I think he has a Helix. Yeah, he has Helix in hand.
So he's got a 2-turn clock regardless.
Yes.
So it's 5 to 3 to, it's 5 to 2 to dead. A lot of players play at swap as well. Yeah. We do have competitive players at swap.
And there's some old timers out here tonight again. Ben Wisenberg, Mike Augustine, Bill Caminos, all in the room tonight.
Yeah, Bill's playing Pro Tour once. Ben's played on like a dozen Pro Tours.
Ben went undefeated at the SCG Louisville Standard Classic.
He did.
With the blue-white control deck.
I play this deck in the matchup 3 times a week with 12 counters and Stony post board plus a couple of clicks and snaps. You can take a lot of time. There's 6K on there, kind of runs in there. Looping. Be able to do anything. You also die unless you see no prediction pass for. Yeah, I think Click would be really good here. Click would be outstanding. That's how David won last week.
Be another clock. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So I think you can delve the additional cost.
I don't see why you can't. I mean, delve is part of the cost.
Yeah.
You're just paying a little bit more.
Probably have to call a judge about that one though.
99% sure that you can delve with the cost.
It's gonna make your delve not great though against the. I mean, he has what 7 mana out just on board right now. 7, 8 mana. Counting the Mind Stone. I don't think Pain Limit has been relevant for me, yeah.
Yeah, David has quite a bit of mana at his disposal. There's an island at the top of Zach. He's going to beat down.
Yeah,
he's going to lose one of these.
Ren agrees with us.
You can do it with Convoke too, I remember that. It's always a bit awkward because you have to do it the second you cast the Convoke. You can't just add on.
Oh, interesting enough, David's going to get another turn because he does have Inventor's Fair.
Yes.
So he actually doesn't. Is that a scrap troll in your hand?
I think that is a scrap troll.
Yeah, he doesn't have the important part.
No,
he's going to have to play the scrap trawler though. He does need to play the scrap trawler because he wants to have that in play before he starts cracking these. But David might just crack them out, like turn up the KCI. He needs enough mana after that though. It doesn't look like defense grid's going to be good enough here, right?
Especially if it tutors the KCI. He's going to start cracking. Drew and Necro Wellspring.
Because he needs to be at least mana neutral.
Yeah. Now I don't feel good for David trying to jam something important here. But again, he would have an extra turn after this because Zach only has 5 points of damage that we know about.
I think he's still going to end the turn with just... He needs to just play it.
Strap Trawler?
Yeah.
He's got 1, 2, 3 mana, 4 mana available. See if it resolves.
Yeah, I mean, you can just double your entire graveyard here. But he has to be careful, though, because, you know, Dave might have a follow-up. If he has another 3 mana.
He's got the 1 card in the hand.
So he's representing that he could have a KCI.
Yes. I feel like, though, if he just jams a KCI, it's like, oh, to be fair, he gets to untap and tune it for something with the fair.
So there's also the adage, if you play around everything, you play around nothing. So at some point, you have to see if they have it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go it willy-nilly, but you have to understand the context of the game, what they're doing.
David definitely picked a spot game number 1. He's picking a spot again here.
Let's see if Zach knows how his Electronaut works.
He's looking long and hard at that hand.
I think he's thinking about playing the... Yeah, Ren says the Helix kills it, but that's not the point. Like, the Helix can kill it, but David gets at least 1 loot out of it.
Yes. Which would be a Pirate Spellbomb, which would really hamper the clock from Zach. Looks like it resolved.
It resolved, because he apparently I don't think he knows how Del works. At least
it can be a little bit tricky sometimes.
Yeah. Path would be shite here, right? Yeah, it wouldn't be good, because he would just sack in response to get this Pirate Spellbomb back.
Mm-hmm.
Crack that.
There we go. Here's a crack. Spellbomb coming back.
He's got a draw trigger for... Well, he's got... Yeah, he stacks them how he wants. And draws.
Did not get the best look at it. Might have been Opal.
Yeah, Opal really doesn't do anything here.
Well, he gets to put an artifact in the bin, but there's nothing else he can get back with it.
Correct.
And here is the next Pyrite Spellbomb,
which is great, and then that makes sense with the Opal play. So he can crack this. He can craft the Spellbomb and get back his other Opal. Could be lethal. Could be trying to Helix End Step and activate Iskana.
True.
That's correct too. Yeah. He says go.
He did look at his graveyard a lot. I think he's counting Devil Tricks. He has 1, 2, 3. He has 6 cards. Helix is the 7th. So here we go.
So I don't think
he's gonna Helix the Scrap Trawler.
I think in response, I pop the Snapcaster Mage.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is what he ends up doing. So trigger off that. He's going to get his Opal back. Yep. And then your Scrap Trawler is going to die.
Yep. I really like Teddy's line of facing and then flipping his
Kill him, man.
Yeah.
Kill him. Kill him. Like, if you didn't double your entire graveyard, either he didn't know how it works, which I'm assuming that's how it is.
Or his line is to flip Escanta, but
that doesn't do it, because now you've just given him at least 2 turns.
Yes. Because he's gaining, this will be a second life he gains off of the Venture Sphere. He's in the middle of a Scalding Tarn.
He draws it?
Draws it.
Chooses to not mill it. So we milled it, we unmilled it. Interesting.
I mean, Escanta slipping either way.
This is just, yeah, I think, I mean, you don't have to flip it. I almost like not flipping it. Because this is so, so mana hungry to flip it. You can't do anything.
Yeah. I would like to flipping it better if he looks David's face and he's just literally looking for lightning bolt.
He should have just bend the land then. I think I'm not sure what Zach's plan is, but I just feel inclined to like bend the land.
Yeah.
Bend the land. Take a blank draw off top of my deck, because now you're at David's mercy again. Because we're under the assumption that we're a little bit confused about logic. Not
you just passed it back, not doing anything. It's a grove there from David. He's got another Mind Stone in hand. He's got Mind Stone, Mox Opal, and a 3rd card I can't quite make out, but
it's got 12-week patty,
looks
special
like
sauce.
Lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on it.
Yeah, speaking of that, when are about to do a taste test? Not to just keep up counters and end step as canna. Yeah. But that's very hard to do. So I think David's just setting up a turn where he's just going to go KCI. He's got a tutor for it. Because at any point, if he taps out for a... Teferi's.
So full Teferi. Teferi's a very good card. Arguably better than Jason Mind Sculptor, but not so good here in this current situation.
It's not great.
No.
I mean, it does draw you cards. It also untaps your Iskana.
That is true, but I don't think that's how Zach is going to win as we take a look at the Dominaria Planeswalker. Teferi, not pronounced Teferi.
Teferi?
Teferi.
So, interesting fact is he had his Planeswalker Spark returned, and that's why he's young again, instead of an old man.
There's actually an article I saw in the Magic subreddit shared today where they checked in on literally every Planeswalker in existence.
I was looking through discontinued flavors. I missed Supernova. Pitch Black. Yeah, I mean, there's just normal Mountain Dew, and then there's all the bad flavors.
I mean, Diet's amazing.
Diet's terrible. Amazing. My dad loves Diet Mountain Dew. Diet Mountain Dew is disgusting.
I'm an old man, what can I say?
Jake is just rolling his eyes at me. Pitch is awesome. No, God. No. Go hard or go home.
So, Zach, I mean...
If you're going to step in the paint, you bring it.
David at 7. David's going to 8. Every single turn that... the Adventure Fair is gone.
It's getting... Oh,
he cracked it.
He sort of drew one. He also drew one.
One Adventures Fair?
Yeah.
But, like, every turn he has Adventures Fair out in the upkeep, he gains 1 life, gets it a little hard. I believe he fetched... No, so David activated the Adventures Fair, and here comes a Logic Knot for... Oh, just a negate. Just simple old negate. Okay. Clean answer. Okay.
Whoa. Awesome. Jim Davis with the host.
Thank you, Jim Davis, the host. Appreciate that. As Adventures Fair number 2 coming down there for David Wisenberg. Going to gain him a little bit more life, which is really important because Zach had the ability to burn, attack, search for a burn spell, and try to kill David, but that's getting more and more out of reach.
Lawn at least twice a day.
Today I don't have a lawn, so no one can get off my lawn. That's the beauty of living in an apartment. You don't have to mow your own lawn.
I wish I had a lawn. I'd be so grumpy and get kids off of it. All right, Zach actually untaps her and draws another gate, so that's good for him.
Not terrible.
That's good for him.
But again, like, how does it win him the game? That's the biggest thing Zach has to find out right now. So how does he win this game?
His other enemy is the clock.
Yes.
So David's content with just sitting here and just playing out artifacts again and again. He has Buried Rune, he has Advantage Fairy, so David can tutor it or get back whatever he'd like. So they play at least 2 Buried Rune, I believe. I think that's what Billy said.
It's like a Poa bringing in some corrections to the lore article that we saw today from the Magic subreddit. Yawgmoth didn't kill Dyfed. He paralyzed her instead.
Oh. Could just bring Yawgmoth back. Just kill everybody.
Please do. I was so excited when they referenced him again.
Yeah. I'm excited. Get rid of Nicole Bolas. Like, come on, like
he's gonna take a.
He's a big, strong. What is he working for? He has this Planeswalker spark back.
He's gonna take a really long nap.
He kills everybody already. He punked the Gatewatch. Like, he literally used Gideon as a yo-yo against the wall. Like,
yeah, but like he's gotta. I don't know. You can't have the
kill the entire Gatewatch. Bring back Yawgmoth.
Please do. Just go back in time.
Oh my God! How about we have new Phyrexia, but for every plane? Just turn every plane into Phyrexia. That'd be great. Bring
back the entire Weatherlight crew.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yawgmoth's one of my favorite characters. Yeah. All right, let's go back and do the Brothers War again.
We went back to time once. So Fate Reforged. Let's do it again.
Yeah, that was confusing.
Here's Teferi.
Ooh, and it's a pretty Teferi. Yep.
Foil Teferi. Zach loves his foils. He's gonna start drawing some more cards. He's got a minus. Is he gonna tuck this defense grid?
Yeah, but he just draws it again.
In a bit. It takes a while.
No, he can just dig to it real quick. He's got 2 ways to dig to it, right?
Oh yeah, he does. He has Mind Stone and Star.
Yeah, but he's leaning the back of this Logic Knot, right? He's leaning the back of this Logic Knot.
He has the negate as well too.
But then yeah, Logic Knot or negate. But this is not something he can stop forever.
No.
So the problem with this play is that David goes defense grid. He goes, okay, counter it, right? And he goes, okay, I'll stick this KCI.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
Like, for a second, I thought Zach's saying, okay, I'm just going to exile everything, I guess.
So, again, we talked about role assessment in this game. Zachary needed to be the beatdown. He needs to be... The problem with Searcher can't get a Snapcaster Mage. He should have been bolting at the face, give him a chance to actually burn David out.
Rigmel Penn putting on a good point. David has the ability to go off this turn with the Avengers Fair.
Just gets it back.
Gets back to KCI.
This gets back KCI.
Guess what he's drawing?
Yeah, we're gonna play this defense grid.
Oh, we drew a second KCI.
Oh yeah, we just have it all, folks. Apparently, Magic is this easy. All right, so let's see some fireworks. Zach can.
Here it is. Zach can counter
the first one.
The first one.
And then Teferi's the. Yeah,
seems good.
Look,
okay.
Jonathan Rossum confirmed that Teferi is the beatdown. And
Not here.
Eddie Jr. Oh, that feels
not a good sign. Not a good sign for Zach when he sees the floating of mana. There's one.
Yeah, as soon as you get out the dice, you just know you know to buckle up.
2, 3, 4. KCI number 2. There's the last card in hand 2.
I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, yeah, you got it.
Great deck.
How many cards would you like to draw?
Yes, the answer is yes.
Buried Rune, back to Scrap Trawler.
And that just about
this is
do it.
Yeah. So now this is just a matter of. And see, you also get to stack your Darksteel Citadel. So your land.
You found the Scrap Trawler off of the Barren Ground. Thank you, Lumpy Ding Dong, for the follow. I hope your Ding Dong's not lumpy, but we appreciate the follow anyway.
As soon as you get old enough, then you have to make sure that. All right. Anyways, whoa, inappropriate. Can't even.
I couldn't resist.
Sack Deckers draw both, get back a start. Yeah, I mean, at this point it's academic. David again can do a solid, get his play. Just play hands up. He can play telepathy.
I mean, he has no cards in hand.
He's literally stacking my converted mana cost. Like, this has got to feel real bad. Jelly's my opponent can't do this.
I mean, he can legally. There are formats where he can't, but this is not one of them.
Like, that's the thing in Old Legacy. Old Legacy, you could not reorder your graveyard because it actually matters for things like Nether Spirit. Oh, he just has another KCI. Can't confirm. Perfect. Lumpy for pleasure. All right. Well, I'm not old enough for this. Probably the oldest person here.
You are the oldest person here, I believe. How old is Augie or Wisenberg?
Ben's a little younger than me. Augie has got to be close to my age. I don't think Augie's older.
This guy has no LD main.
There's a modern card that shuffles your graveyard. Yeah, there's also a standard card, the ruin that
Field of Ruin.
No, that shovels your graveyard.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Guy's Blessing?
No. The desert. It's in
I
standard
have
right now.
no idea what you're talking about.
There's a desert in standard where you can exile, not shuffle. Exile.
Exile's graveyard, yeah.
Yeah. Same thing, but different. All right. So I would try to keep up with this, but he's actually going very fast.
Very fast. David knows he has it. So I imagine Zach knows he has it. He's just waiting for the confirmation. There's the Mirror Retriever.
That's it. And
Zach's
so,
to it game 1, and
again,
there it is.
for the 35th time, for those who aren't familiar, he's going to play out the Mirror Retriever. Right, he's going to sack Mirror Retriever, Scrap Trawler, and another artifact all at the same time by holding priority. He's going to make mana for that. That makes 6 mana. The Scrap Trawler gets back Mirror Retriever gets back Scrap Trawler with a trigger, and then he still gets other Scrap Trawler triggers to bring back another artifact. And rinse and repeat, rinse, repeat. So he keeps drawing cards in his deck, and eventually he just makes mana, and then he just sets the loop so he's only drawing like Mox Opal, plus Pirate Spellbomb, ding you, Mox Opal Spellbomb, ding you, and so on and so forth.
So repeat the process till dead.
Yeah, so it's very time consuming, and actually Matt Nass cut the cutesy stuff because it used to win with Emrakul, or it used to win with shake my hand. It used to win with Emrakul, or it used to win with like Walking Ballista, but we cut all the middleman. No fluff. It's just literally on the one card. So
I remember there was a while we had 2 Eggs players doing stuff like that with Ballista or
Billy played the Emrakul version for a while and Ballista version for a while.
Not anymore. Now we got this Pirate Spellbomb. Let's bring up the stand.